It's a popular plant that's native to Thailand and parts of Southeast Asia, but in the U.S., kratom is billed as an herbal supplement. Some use it to help with pain, while others use it to treat opioid addiction and withdrawal. It's legal, easy to get with just a few keystrokes or a visit to your local smoke shop.
I've been selling it for 10 years.
We met up with Brian Pelkey, owner of Two Steps Higher Head Shop in Mundy Township, back in February.
It was brought in as a supplement.
He has kratom at his store in various forms and strains. You can get it in capsules and powders. And Pelkey says you can even buy it as loose leaves and extracts. The business owner says he's seen the healing effects of kratom firsthand.
I've seen more people come in here ready to keel over dead, get kratom, and come back in and look like $1 million.
The American Kratom Association says there are millions of people out there who have safely used kratom to improve their health, despite the feds raising a red flag about the potential dangers of kratom. In a statement, the Food and Drug Administration tells me there are no FDA-approved uses for kratom. In fact, they say data suggests that certain substances in kratom have opioid properties that expose users to the risk of addiction, abuse, and dependence.
Kratom is a product that, even though it is natural, it is not harmless. It's a product that is very poorly regulated.
Nicholas Decker, the director of laboratory services at Memorial Healthcare in Owasso, says there are so many unknowns regarding the use of kratom, especially the long-term impact. And he says the hospital has seen more people coming in for help after using kratom.
We've been seeing an extremely high amount of spikes in visits to the ER, calls into poison control, with sort of the negative impact that kratom can produce.
As of 2018, the FDA says there have been 44 deaths associated with kratom in the United States.
Pretty easy to get. It's not hard to find nowadays. It's in all those pipe shops.
Tim Galbraith is a Lapeer County podcaster and Family Against Narcotics board member. He spoke about his experience with us back in February. He's also a recovering addict. The last drug in his system, he says, was kratom.
The reason I used kratom was to alleviate withdrawal symptoms.
Galbraith says he found himself taking up to 60 capsules of kratom a day to keep the effects going.
It made me feel better, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally too.
But he says for him, it became an addiction. He says he stopped kratom when he found himself behind bars.
I was put in jail for it. It created the false positives of fentanyl. There's a lot of drugs over the counter that you can take that will show up as something they're not.
Galbraith says for him, getting kratom out of his system was one of the most difficult things he faced.
Coming off of it emotionally was much more difficult than it was for me to come off of either heroin or Suboxone. I was despondent for a few days, the first few days after kicking that kratom habit.
He says he has been clean for months, and while Galbraith says he faced challenges with kratom, there were some benefits in his case. But he still wants to see more testing done, more oversight, and more education about kratom.
There is a potential for abuse. There may also be acceptable medical use. I hope so. It sounds like there might be. There needs to be more study.
Kratom is not regulated at the federal level, but it is illegal in 6 states and several cities. Michigan is not on that list, but lawmakers in Lansing took up a bill to regulate it last year. So far, there hasn't been any movement on the bill. Matt Franklin, ABC 12 News.